We heard about Quez Watkins. We've heard about Jalen Rager going off during camp. Well, I think John Hightower finally said, you know what? It's time I got me a little bit of that media attention. I'm about to go off. Man, on Thursday's camp drills, holy crap, did John Hightower show up in a big way. I'm going to break down some of his routes, guys, because I thought there were some positives that I saw in some of the things that he was doing. Diamond releases, syncing those hips correctly, coming back on comebacks the right way. All right, y'all, let's jump into it. What's up, Eagles Nation? What's going on, NFL World? How you doing, division rivals? This is Steven Hightower with Gate City Sports Channel, the sports channel where the cerebral NFL fan comes for about 10 minutes of daily content. Good morning, good afternoon, or good evening, whenever it is you get around to watching us. Once again, guys, my name is Steven Hightower, and this is Gate City Sports Channel. All right, y'all. Before we get into today's topic, listen, I finally crossed over 2,000 subscribers. I want to thank each and every person here who has subscribed to the channel. Some of you guys have been rocking with me since I had 20 subscribers, 100 subscribers, 200 subscribers. Some of you guys have been around for a long time. It's been a great journey. I appreciate every one of y'all. Man, I just thought I was going to talk to a couple people about Eagles football. Never envisioned that within a little over a year, I'd have 2,000 subscribers, guys. More than I ever anticipated. Thank y'all so much, man. Appreciate y'all. All right, y'all. Today's topic, John Hightower, guys. Man, I'll tell you what. He really came on in camp. And I got to tell you, I was impressed. Not with his receptions. Like, I definitely think that he's been showing that he's been working on the hand and eye coordination with the contested catch thing. But mind you, we're not into the physical aspects of camp that starts today. So it's a little easy to look good on some of those plays right now, guys. But what I am really impressed with him is some of the subtleties about his route running, I think, are really popping on the film. You're seeing that this kid has agility that for a big guy, you know, he's like 6'2". He's not a heavy set guy, but he's about 6'2". He's a bigger guy, bigger hand size. He's making decent plays out there with, you know, contorting and twisting his body, sinking those hips. Like, I'm shocked. I'm surprised at how well he's been doing. And I got to tell you, I'm excited to see this kid, man, because I got a feeling we're going to have a really heated wide receiver battle this camp, guys. And I know we're on limited time to get this receivers in terms of, like, the competition, but I don't think J.J. Arcega-Whiteside is going to sit still and just die out here, guys. You heard the Eagles, they talked about how well he did in the strength and conditioning programs for the virtual stuff. They said that he's a different dude right now. I heard that he did really good on one-on-ones when they were doing, like, jam drills. I heard that he definitely shined and is getting a good release off the line of scrimmage. John Hightower, by no means is he ceding ground here. And I got to tell you, Rob Davis probably won't make this football team in terms of the active roster, but I got to tell you, I like that kid a lot, man. I see positives in his game. I do think that Rob Davis could play in the NFL. I think he could be on a team's roster. I think he's that good. All right, y'all. Let's get into today's topic. I'm going to run some film. And let's look over John Hightower. Let's talk about the film, guys. All right, y'all. Let's get it. All right, ladies and gents, this is nothing more than just a little inside release drill. You have a cone out here that's supposed to basically represent like a defender there. The object is to basically give an outside release and then go back inside, you know, fake the outside, go inside with your release. And then essentially you want to make your body small as you can, okay? You want to give that cone, that target, that defender as little space to get their hands on you as possible so that way you can gain the inside. And then once you get an adequate release, they'll throw you the ball. It's generally going to be between your chest area to your hip area, and it's going to simulate something like, you know, like a crossing route, like, you know, something like that. You can, you know, easy things like a slant, those type of routes, okay? So, great drill. I like to do it without the pads. I like to have someone actually physically there, but nonetheless, a lot of teams do this now, so I can't really gripe about that aspect of it. We can really see the fruits of this drill play out when we go to a more one-on-one drill with Darius Slay. And then, of course, John Hightower. I know you guys have seen this one. Like, my God, my Twitter got blown up by footage of this. Like, 18, 20 different people, like, freaking reposted that. Like, all right. On this particular route, what you can see is he's going to take a diamond release and go right into that, basically that slant route. This is a type of drill that helps you do those type of things. I mean, there are other drills that are a little more pertinent to it, but this one definitely will help you gain and learn how to sell the outside and then come back inside. If you're not familiar, guys, as I roll the film on this one, I'll kind of explain like what a diamond release is and all that kind of stuff. All right, so let's get it. Sorry, guys. This is what is frustrating about these, Twitter kind of things is, they're not the best camera angles. There's a lot going on here. So to begin with, we can already see here that he's already begun the diamond release. If you're not familiar with a diamond release, simply put, this is what it is. It's when a receiver comes off the line of scrimmage, sells that outside route by taking 3 to 5 steps on an angle, like angling towards the actual sideline, right? And then he sinks those hips and turns his body, contorts his body to go back to the inside and gains and comes right across the face of the defender and gains that leverage and has that whole entire inner part of the field wide open to him, okay? John Hightower did a phenomenal job here, okay? Like, now, don't get me wrong. Are these cornerbacks going 100% right now? Probably not, guys. They're not going to do that until they get to the jamming drills and stuff like that are more catered to the defensive backs. These drills are more so to work on the receiver's footwork, work on the receiver's release off the line of scrimmage, these type of things. So they're not going 1,000%, but you can even see at the end of this play, watch what happens here, guys, at the end of it. At the very end of the play, Darius Slay teaches John Hightower a valuable lesson about, young man, never assume a play is over and secure that football, because a defender can come up from you and take that ball away. Just a valuable lesson. We saw that play out too many times last season. All right, y'all. So one of the other things I'll show you here is this is another one of these camp drills that works on your outside release instead of your inside release, and it also works on tracking the football. If you listen to the Eagles broadcast, I thought that Dave Spadero and the guys did a really good job of explaining what that positional drill is supposed to do. This is a really good way of judging whether or not a receiver can track the football and just how good, it works on them. It gives them some practice with how to gain that outside leverage, right? Because most of the time, a lot of defenders are going to try to push you towards the sideline if they can. So it's really important to try to get them to inch their way inside a hair or two. So that way you can get that clean outside release and give your quarterback enough window to fit the ball in. And it's going to come off this is my left shoulder, guys. So it might be opposite for you, direction we're facing, but coming off your left shoulder, okay? Tracking that ball over your left shoulder, okay? It's a vitally important drill, guys. All right, guys. I know Hightower is kind of hidden behind this line of people. I get it, guys. But what's going to happen here, guys, this drills are just really easy. You're going to release to the outside, right? So you're going to sell that release off the line of scrimmage. And then you really need to narrow your body as much as possible to avoid contact to disrupt your route. If you get too high, if you're standing too far upright, it will be very easy for a cornerback to get their hands on you and completely disrupt your route. That's why, guys, if you watch on film and you'll see some guys I break down when they go in those speed releases, do you ever notice how, like, if you could draw a line from their helmet to their leg, like that line, just like how, you know what I'm saying, like how far over their knees they are? That's so that way they can shorten that body as much as possible to avoid contact on those speed releases. This is a really big deal, guys, and you have to do it perfectly or it just does not work out, guys. And you're going to see here that Hightower does a really, really good job, and I'll roll it, of tracking the football here. Look at that catch. Boom. Beautiful over the shoulder. So, like when I watch these drills, there are two players that really stand out to me in terms of like this weird kind of lanky, big hands, weird catch radius thing they have. And the two guys that stick out to me in these drills where you're tracking the ball over your shoulder and you're using that wingspan to go get it, I'm going to be honest with you. It's John Hightower, and at the same time, it's Rob Davis. These two guys have like weird body frames, like the build to them. Like they're not the biggest, heaviest guys, but they got this weird, long, lanky kind of body. Even though, like, you look at Hightower and you look at Quez Watkins, and there's just not a lot of difference in their actual frame. But some guys just have like a really long upper half, and like Hightower is just, he's a weird athlete, guys, and on these type of drills you can see it. Now I will warn you, okay, this crap doesn't mean anything until you can lock a guy down, okay? This doesn't mean anything until we get to the live camp action, all right? But I'm excited from what I'm seeing in terms of the athletic profile. Clearly, John Hightower's athletic profile, it's there. Anyone with eyes can see it. Now, I want to show you one thing I thought he did really well, and this was against Rasul Douglas, okay? I thought John Hightower has really shown an ability to sink his hips, get low, kind of convert that body, kind of twist it, and then gain that separation and come back and boom, get it, a nice catch. Just what I said when I said that John Hightower has a pretty impressive route tree. Like Boise State, I mean, honestly, ran a lot of NFL ready stuff, and I thought John Hightower really showed out on it. And I'm going to run that film for you now, and I'll show you exactly what I saw. All right. This is John Hightower on a comeback route. If you're wondering what the difference is between a comeback and a curl, it's just a direction in which you're sinking your hips and going back towards basically the quarterback. So a comeback is going to go inside, a curl is going to go outside. That's the difference, guys. Not a very major difference here at all. This is really important to show your agility, right? Because what you have to do is you have to really sell that you're going to go vertical, but then you have to be able to sink those hips and make a sudden and hard change of direction back towards your quarterback. Just watch. Pretty, right? It's pretty when it's done correctly. This is what I feel like John Hightower does really well because he's had an opportunity to run these NFL level routes in college often. Every receiver runs some NFL stuff, don't get me wrong, but John Hightower and Boise State's offense, I thought when I looked at the film, ran more than I anticipated them running, and I think that's what gives John Hightower more of a complete route tree when you compare him to a guy like Quez Watkins. Although I do feel like Quez Watkins does a lot of small things really well in his route running, but he just doesn't have that diverse of a tree yet. That's why you get a guy like Aaron Moorhead to coach these guys up. Because I think both of these players, including Rager making the third player in that trio there, wow, I think they're incredibly talented guys. I really think we struck gold here. Just some final thoughts before I jump off here, guys. Number one, sorry about my coffee mug. Number one, to begin with, that was actually a curl route. That was not a comeback. It was a curl. He went outside. As I slowed it down, and I slowed that down by 75%, you can clearly see he goes outside with that cut, not inside. So that's a curl, actually. Number two, look, I think John Hightower has a very diverse route tree, and I would not be shocked to see this kid get a lot of playing time because I just think that this kid has got some of the nuances down of route running. If he can continue to develop on that hand and eye coordination, tracking the football, contested catches, even though he's got the wingspan, he's got the hand size, he's got all the physical attributes, he just needs to make sure that he times his jumps right and things like that. I think this kid's he's a layup for getting a lot of playing time, in my opinion. All right, y'all, these are my thoughts about John Hightower. I want to know, what do you think? Leave your comments down below. Let me know your opinions, guys. I've taken enough of your time. I want to thank y'all for tuning in. Appreciate y'all. Y'all enjoy your weekend. I'll see you guys tomorrow. And yeah, how do we end these videos? We do a little E-A-G-L-E-S. All right, y'all. Let's go, Eagles.